I am a loyal supporter of Nigel Farage's leadership. I just want to get it back to how it was before this group came to prominence.
Okay. Well, let's get more reaction to that now. UKIP Party Director Stephen Stanbury is in our Westminster studio. Very good afternoon to you. What do you make of Patrick O'Flynn's intervention here? In his Times article, he described Nigel Farage as snarling, thin-skinned and aggressive. He's now blaming a couple of what he describes as poisonous individuals close to Nigel Farage. What do you make of what he said?
I think we all have a duty within UKIP to actually represent and speak for the 4 million people who voted for us, our 50,000 party members. And we've been working very, very hard, and Patrick's played a part in that, to professionalise our party. And I think personal attacks on anybody, be it the leader or anybody else, are unprofessional and undignified and don't do us any favours whatsoever.
Do you think his advisers took the party in the wrong direction? Do you think they pushed him to become more angry and aggressive to the detriment of the party?
Absolutely not. Our campaign was actually very successful. Of course, it was very, very disappointing that Nigel wasn't successful on the night and the other MPs who worked very, very hard, other candidates, weren't successful. But our campaign overall was very successful. We got 3.9 million votes. We got more votes than the Liberal Democrats and the SNP combined. And indeed, we won hundreds of council seats across the country. Let's not forget that actually we won control of Thanet Council, where Nigel was standing, where I was standing. We won 7 council seats that night, so it was actually a good campaign.
It's common knowledge in Westminster circles that the 2 advisers that he's referring to are Raheem Kassam and Matt Richardson. Patrick O'Flynn wouldn't name them in the interview I did with him just now. You would back them then, would you, to stay on in their job as advisers to Nigel Farage?
100%. They did a great job. And look, it wasn't just them. There was a great big team of people working on the campaign. The campaign was thought out and well planned many, many months in advance. It was a key seat strategy that was applied very carefully. And indeed, it was a deliberate core vote strategy. And actually, it did cut through. And that's why we got such support. On the night, in fact, 2 weeks before, the very effective campaign of scaring people into the prospect of an SNP Labour coalition was clearly effective, and people across the country on the doorstep said, we agree with all of UKIP's policies, we agree with what you're saying, we will vote for you locally, but we're now scared about the SNP and Labour. And indeed, it wasn't just UKIP that was affected by that squeeze, other parties were as well.
A quick point, you're saying it was a very successful campaign, but Nigel Farage didn't win his seat and you ended up with 1 MP.
Of course, and that was disappointing, and that was a direct result of the SNP squeeze factor. Our campaign, in terms of getting our messages across, was very effective, and we quadrupled our votes, and we got lots and lots of councillors elected. Going forward, we've got 120 second places, we've got 3.9 million votes, more than the SNP and Lib Dems combined, and we have now a great platform to positively move forward. Other things people have said, actually, is that our campaign wasn't positive. Our campaign slogan was "Believe in Britain." You can't get any more positive than that.
OK, Stephen Stanbury, we appreciate your time this afternoon. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Let me just